Let me tell you about this story time. When I tell you, be careful what you pray for, because you have no idea how your prayers are going to be answered. So, I've been praying for financial increase, but also I've been praying for the obedience to handle financial increase. Growing up, I did not have much financial literacy as far as savings, how to manage money. So I'm in my 30s now. I've been working since I was 17 years old. And I feel like if I knew what I knew now from all the information on the internet, I would be so far ahead. I'm not blaming anyone, but I just wish those tools were provided, as whether it was the internet, whether it was a parent or something, because there are 20-year-olds that are so far ahead of everybody who's now like in their 30s and 40s because they had access to social media and all these different forms of income. Back in the 90s, we was just not getting AOL dial-up. We didn't have all that extra stuff. So I say that to say, when you pray and you ask for financial literacy, be prepared for the obedience that you ask to go with it. So long story short, my finances increased recently, and ever since COVID, 2022, I have not had a valid driver's license. Ooh, shocker. I was just focusing on my main bills. I had just got a cat. Well, no, I had that car for a while. I was just focusing on my main bills, and in my opinion, insurance is a fraud, but insurance is very expensive. And if you don't have it, they'll report you to the DMV. So, yeah. So my insurance has not been valid for about 2 years. But I have 2 children who I have to take to and from. So I was just praying every time I get in a car, because when I did renew my tag, I renewed it for 2 years because I knew I can't have a bad tag and not have a valid ID. So I got a tag for 2 years. My tag is about to expire this year, actually. But like I said, I recently came into an increase in finances that was going to be steady. It wasn't going to be you'll have it this month and you won't have it next month. It was going to be something that was steady. I kid you not. On my second deposit, now I did things that I had to do. I stocked up on my son's diapers and wipes, and took care of my house, paid my bills, etc. But the second deposit that came, I think I did a little more of wanting than needing, because I had to take care of my needs with the first deposit. But let me tell you how God works when you pray for things. I got pulled over. Like, I'm not even gonna kid you. It was like on October 3rd or something like that. No, it was on like October 1st or 2nd that I got pulled over. And it was crazy because I was riding down the road and I had seen the cop, but he was turning onto the road that I was already on. I was in the left lane. He was turning into the right lane. It was a 3-lane. So we ended up I seen him go from the right lane to the middle lane. Remember, I was in the left lane, but he was like a couple cars ahead of me. We ended up at the same light. And when everybody took off, he kind of was going real slow, and I wanted to remain behind him because, keep in mind, I have a valid tag, the little yellow sticker part. Well, I don't know what colors y'all's is, or y'all's are. Y'all, I don't know what color sticker you all have. Let me say it properly. But ours is yellow. And I'm not sure if JSO can tell the reason why your license are suspended, because when he pulled, no, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back. So he was going real slow when he pulled off, and I was going real slow. And I don't know if that was like an indicator to him, like, okay. So I eventually passed him. The speed limit was 45. I wasn't speeding, but he wasn't going any faster. So I eventually had to just get in front of him. But I'm still in my left lane, he's still in the middle lane. Y'all, he got behind me and my soul left my body. My soul left my body. I felt it hit the floor. Like, my feet was so heavy. And I can laugh about it now because I have taken care of the situation. But boy, it was not funny in the moment. So when he got behind me, naturally I moved to the middle lane, the lane he came from. He moved to the middle lane. Lord, now I don't even have a soul at this moment, because it's like, what? So I moved to the last lane, and this last lane was actually going to merge off into a street, because the 2 lanes that we were in prior was going to connect to a highway. He got in the 3rd lane. I was like, you know what? It's over. I had just picked up my son from therapy. Yeah, so I was just like, this is it. They finally got me. It's not funny, but I was like, this is it. They finally got me. But with all of the attention around police and African American people and things like that, I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I had my son. The police feel like they are above the law. And I'm not back the blue or screw the blue or whoever. I just think to a certain extent, some police forget that they are citizens without their uniform on. You are here to enforce the law, not make your own rules and your own laws and things like that. So everything was going through my head based on how we are treated. So at this time, my air goes on and off when it wants to, and at this time it was off. So we had the windows down. By this time, we don't have no cool air blowing in the car because we done got pulled over. Oh, he hit the lights on me. I didn't even tell y'all that part. Girl, he flicked the lights on me, and he didn't even do the siren. He just flicked the lights. And I was like, yeah. But in my mind, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have any immediate family here, etc., etc. So I pulled over. They were in a there were 2 passengers in a or 2 police officers in the little Ford trucks that they be driving. So one dude came on this side, and then the dude was coming on my side. I already had his hand on his gun, but I already had cut the ignition off, and I was already like still. And my windows, they are tinted to a certain extent, but they're not tinted where you can't see through them, where they're quote unquote illegal. But he approached me from the back window, and he was like this. And then it was already like, okay, it's so much aggression when they approach you. I understand, be prepared, you don't know what's gonna happen, but one, I'm not gonna drive off because my car is already off. Let me fix y'all. Yeah, I'm not gonna drive off. My car is already off. I'm not a threat to you. My hands were visible. And my 3-year-old is not gonna jump you like Chucky. So, you know, he was like, the reason I pulled you over because the vehicle, the license that the vehicle is registered to is suspended. And I was like, yeah. And then he asked for my license. And when I handed it to him, I was like, I'm the owner. And he was like, okay, be right back. No, I think he asked me, do I know why it was suspended before he left? And I was like, yeah, due to insurance. That's what made me think that I don't think they know why your license is suspended unless like you have a traffic violation where it's say like you are a habitual offender, speeding ticket, something like that. Mine was invalid because of insurance. And I guess he couldn't see that, because if he could, or maybe he was just testing me to see if I was going to respond. But yeah, I had told him the reason. And I was like, due to insurance. He asked me, do I remember the last time I had insurance? And I was like, not really. It's been a long time. But based on when I renewed my tag, now I remember it was about like 2 years ago, give or take. So, he was like, all right, be right back. And he went to the car. Everything was going through my mind. They could take my children. They could put me, not my children. I was only one child in the car. They could take my kid. They could put me in handcuffs. They could lock me up. Blase, blase, blase. I am the person who thinks of the worst case scenario. Don't know why. My brain always goes to that. It just does. What's the worst thing that can happen? And it goes like that because I'm the type of person where I like to be prepared. And I like to be able to control situations. If I'm in a vulnerable state where I can't control the situation, oh yeah, it's over for my brain. So, that had happened. And he came back to the car. And, he was like, you know, basically fact checking what I said. You know, I'm the operator. License is suspended. That's the reason why. He appreciated me or thanked me for being honest. And he told me what he could do. He was like, I could take your license. The lights, the sunlight going in and out, so it ain't that great. But I can take your license and take your tag off your car. But he was like, I'm not, I just don't pull people over and walk and write tickets. So that just automatically knew to me that he didn't want to, do that paperwork. Which was thankful for me because now I don't have a ticket. So the next thing that happened, he was like, I'm gonna drive this way. You're a grown person. But if you don't get it straightened out, you will get pulled over. And he was like, I understand license is expensive. I understand that you have to go to and from, you know, for my children and things like that. So at that point, he was less aggressive because I'm pretty sure he pulled up my record, which I don't have one. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure he looked me up to see if I was a threat, see if I had any warrants or anything like that. When I tell you, I am a law-abiding citizen to a certain extent, but I don't play that going to jail stuff. I don't play that. When I got old enough to go to jail, I don't play them type games. I don't associate myself around people who can put me in a situation to. I do not associate myself with people who can put me in a situation to jeopardize my freedom. And then when I had a kid, I was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. So he gave me back my license. He told me the direction he was going to drive, basically saying, no, don't follow me, go your own way. And I kid you not, I was at that moment, I cried after he left. I'm not even gonna lie. Because you don't know, he didn't have to extend any grace to me. He was not the same skin tone as me, so it was like, only thing that he could relate to was insurance is high and I am a parent. And I really wasn't worth it, to be honest. So, I flipped a U-turn, I did my own way, but I was kind of afraid because at that moment, I was checking rearview mirrors and all, because I still had to get home. I wasn't nowhere near home. And then I was still afraid because I had to come out a few hours later to go get my daughter from school, from aftercare with cheer and stuff. So he drove one way, I drove the other way, I went home. And I tell you, I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I was just trying to take as many back roads as I knew. But back roads aren't safe because that's where the police be at. So I think like 2 days later, because I looked it up, because you do have to pay a fee to reinstate your license, and then you have to pay for insurance to show proof so you can reinstate your license. So this was the second time my license got suspended. So the first time is $150, the second time is $250, the third time is $500. So I had to pay the deposit for my insurance, which was like $159. Then I had to pay the reinstatement fee, it was like $256.22. There was like a fee for $6.22. So that was like however much money. Let me see. I can't do basic math off the top of my head. So we had the 159, I'm gonna say 13 was insurance, and then I had to do the 256.22. So at that moment I was out $415 and some change. I had the $415, but remember, I was trying to be obedient with money, and I didn't want the greed of money once my finances increase to take over me as well. That's another thing that I pray for. When you pray for a financial increase, you need to pray that the greed of money doesn't consume you. So I still did. I did buy a few things, but I didn't buy like some extravagant things or anything like that. But I had the money. So I went on the DMV website, and I was still so shooken that I had scheduled an appointment, but I don't remember scheduling an appointment for that. But I haven't been to the DMV in years, clearly. So I was like, do I really need to schedule an appointment for this? Because my appointment, okay, so the first place that I was going to schedule for an appointment for was like October 18th. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot drive around that long time. I'm already scared. Then there was like a second location that was like October 8th. Remember, I got pulled over like October 1st or 2nd. I think it was the 1st or the 2nd. Yeah, it was the 1st because I drove around 2 extra days. Until one day I stopped and I was like, no, I don't remember having to schedule an appointment because they still take walk-ins. So now the DMV, I don't know if you have it where you are, you can join the line from your phone. You just go to the DMV website, you choose the location that you want, and you can join the line. So the first 3 are like appointments only, driver's license, and that's what made me think I needed an appointment because I clicked on driver's license. But it didn't say what I needed driver's license for. So I was gonna go to drop my son off. He gets dropped off at 8:30. The DMV opens at 8:30. So I went back on the website, and this time the bottom 3 lit up, and then it also said driver's license. But when you click on it, it said what you want to do with your driver's license, like reinstate and all kind of stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I need to reinstate. So I clicked on it, and then there were 8 people ahead of me, and I was like 15 minutes away from the DMV. I was scared shitless the whole time I was driving to the DMV. And when I got there, 3 people were ahead of me. So I went ahead and paid it. They gave me the little paper just in case the police system wasn't updated to show that this is your valid insurance, not insurance, your valid photo ID, your valid driver's license. I don't know what's going through my mind. So I had that all handled out, all squared away. So I say that to say this: be careful for what you pray for, because there's going to be scenarios and situations you're going to be put in to help you prepare for your prayer. So for example, if you pray to have more patience, you're going to be put in situations that require patience. If you pray for your husband, you also need to be very descriptive with what kind of husband you want. You also need to pray for yourself to be the wife that you want to be, and things like that, or the mother that you want to be, or whatever it is that you want to pray for. Be prepared to be put in a situation to be tested. That just put me in a situation to be tested, because you asked me to increase your finances. I did. You asked me for obedience with money management. I put you in a situation to see if you're going to do it, because I didn't get pulled over out of 2 years for no reason. You can't tell me just randomly one day after my finances increased that I just got pulled over. No way. I drove around too, and that's probably why I was just so lenient upon myself, because I was driving around 2 years. I mean, I didn't feel like I was invincible, but I was a parent and I had things to do. Don't do that, because like I said, the next margin, I know it's gonna be $500, and I don't have $500 to give to nobody. But some things are out of your control. When COVID happened, finances decreased for everybody, and I'm pretty sure some people had to let some things go. It may not be as extreme as car insurance. My car is paid off, so I don't have a car loan through anybody. So I require the regular PIP or whatever But that's still, my car payment is $193 a month. I had to put $159 down, but you know, like in a couple of weeks you have to pay your first month bill. So car insurance is extremely high. So when you get put in a situation and your prayer is answered, please follow through with what you prayed for. Do not use that test and fail, because I know from the hairs on the back of my neck it was a test. And I went ahead and I did what I had to do. It took me 2 days later because it didn't register yet that I could go sooner. But in those 2 days, I swear to God, I seen every police everywhere. everywhere. And I never want to live in fear like that ever again. So I just pray that I continue to be blessed abundantly, to be able to follow through and just become a better me. So hopefully this story time encourages somebody or someone to do what you have to do to succeed in life. You're not invisible. You're not invisible. You're not invincible. And you will be held accountable. Yeah. And now, you know, I don't really share nothing personal with you guys, but I felt like I needed to share this with you because it's a very sensitive topic, and I know I'm not the only person in this situation or have been in this situation before. But whatever you pray for, follow through with the test and pass. I'll see you guys in the next video. I folded some clothes while I talked to y'all, so I did some little multitasking. I'm going to finish preparing for Hurricane Milton. Today is October the 8th. It's supposed to hit on Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. I am not in a direct path. I am not in a direct hit of the storm, but I am in the path of the storm. So I just want to prepare my house and things like that. I did create like a little shorts to do that. That I'll probably upload after this video. But yeah, it's probably like just like a minute or two video, nothing like this. This video is already 22 minutes long. But like I said, I hope that this was the message to someone. Whatever it is that you're praying for, that you're waiting on, when it comes, best believe there's going to be a test behind it, and please do not fail.
Keep going back to what I used to know. Lord, please hold my hand as I go down this road. Can't keep going. I will get past, it's not so bad. Feel me